As promised, $5 million in cash. You're the first contestant we've ever had who won. But you're different. I like that. But let's be honest with ourselves for a second, contestant. We need each other, our stars. But stars don't just leave after a season, do they?
Stars definitely don't leave after a season. Well, in most cases. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I have some huge news to share relating to Finding Frankie. October 27th, Superblue announced that the game will officially be getting a movie adaptation. Yes, this is a real announcement, not clickbait. And for those wishing it was clickbait, well, I'm sorry and not sorry. Now, the movie will continue the story of the first game. Now, keep in mind, they are not retelling the same story, they are continuing it. Here's what Superblue posted on Twitter. We are so excited to announce that Finding Frankie is getting a movie. We are so excited to continue where the story left off and show you more of this twisted parkour game show has to offer. Oh, and they also put a little funny reference on the side as well. Superblue has in fact teased the movie on its anniversary, but they didn't add the context. In the official Superblue Discord server, they pinged the entire server the end of Finding Frankie, making everyone aware that Finding Frankie was going to continue, but they never said how they would continue it. Next, they posted a video on YouTube starring a big YouTuber, 8-Bit Ryan, telling the game to give him more, which Superblue listened, and they're going to give him more, and the rest of us more as well. I do think we're going to see some new characters in the movie, along with some returning characters like Real Frankie, and maybe we'll see those new noobs again. And of course, the lucky contestant is gonna be in the movie, and they'll probably reveal his identity on who she or he is. And we'll definitely see some never seen before areas of the parkour course. And like, there's a map in game that shows you areas that you've not explored yet at all. And those areas I think will be present in the upcoming movie. If you think the movie's gonna release in the next 2 or 3 years, well, you're wrong. Why, you may ask? Well, movies do take a lot more time compared to making a small indie horror game, which would take like about a year to make. But if they play the cards right, I think the movie should be absolutely insane, since the game itself was total chaos. Now, if you weren't aware, indie horror games are getting a movie adaptation isn't all new. There are titles that are going on the big screen in the near future, like Bendy, Hobby Playtime, Hello Neighbor. Yes, Hello Neighbor's getting a movie. I'm not joking about this one. Dark Deception, even though they haven't released their 5th chapter yet, Phasmophobia, and I guess you can count the Backrooms movie, even though that's based on a short horror film on YouTube. Yes, as you can see, math really does make an impact on everything else. It even prevents other indie horror games to cross over with other bigger games like Fortnite or Dead by Daylight. Yes, that is hugging Fortnite, and that is a real video clip. The movie has already found its producer, screenplayer, and a director. Stephen C. Miller is signed to direct. Here's all his previous movies if you're curious to know what other movies he's done in the past. John Robbins is set as the producer, who has previously produced Mortal Kombat, the one from 2021. And finally, the screenplay will be by Corey Todd Hughes and Adrian Specker. And the movie's cast is nothing. There is no cast.
There is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Queen of England.
It's very unclear what part Superblue will play in the movie. My guess is that Superblue is writing the movie, since it makes sense, it's their story, and they probably want to be the ones who write the movie, just like Scott Cawthon in the FNAF movie. But just let them cook, it'll all be worth it. I do understand why they wanted to do a movie instead of another game, because, well, Superblue is already working on Someone's Inside Me, and working on 2 games at the same time will probably put a ton of stress on them, especially when Someone's Inside Me is a multiplayer game, which will probably get a lot of content in the future once the game launches. Speaking of Someone's Inside Me, there's been some new things that was shared about the game, and I've already covered what needs to be covered about the Finding Frankie movie, so let's see what's going on with the most unreal thing Superblue has ever made. On the last 2 days, we got 2 new teasers of the mischievous sim game. The first teaser showed what looked like you can hide in the van to stay away from your evil and very weird teacher, Miss Morbid. I don't think you are safe in that van forever, as Miss Morbid will eventually open the doors to your little wonderland and drag you away from it. as I don't think it would be fair if Miss Morbid had no idea about your van you like to live in. As from the trailer, she knows you guys like to live inside a car. The news teaser has shown, that thing again. We're just gonna call piranhas, even though we all know what it really is. Not sure why we encountered that thing inside Jerry, but if we see it, that means Jerry is not healthy if that thing is floating around his body mindlessly. The flying piranhas do in fact chase you in the game, as shown in the teaser, but it does seem like they have their own ability. Remember that scene in the trailer where the piranha was biting that dude's head? Well, I think it might be its way of stunning the player, and your team has to try to get up before the piranha kills the dude. And that's all the news I've covered today. There should be more upcoming teasers. Wait, what? Hold on. So yeah, there isn't. I was gonna say might be a sequel to this video, but there's not. Because the movie announcement was apparently the last teaser. That was what they're hyping up the entire time, so there isn't. I mean, there's this, but that's about it. Anyways, that's all there's gonna be for today's video, and I will see you next time.